with a lead extending victory. 14-9, Virginia Tech. We go to 125. Number 5, Eddie Ventresca, 14-3. Nick Babin, number 23 in the land at 8-6 on the year. Another top 25 matchup as we head to the lightest weight on the meet tonight.
One to look forward to. They've seen each other before. Ventresca 2-0 against Babin all time. Ventresca really trying to put his foot on the gas pedal heading into ACC's. Babin trying to get a really big win under his belt here. Get Panthers back in this match.
Babin coming off a 6-4 loss against a ranked Spencer Moore from number 17 North Carolina. Before that, major decision victory, 14-0 over Duke's Riley Rowan. Another storyline, both these guys so experienced. Redshirt junior Ventresca, and then the grad out of Columbia for Babin.
It is, and experience is such a valuable thing at 125. You know, it's something that coaches can look at and say, hey, we don't have a freshman who's bursting onto the scene, has a couple big wins, but you know, those big wins are good in the moment and they bring a lot of attention to them, but experience is a lot more valuable than that. It's confidence that you know you got guys out there who can go out and perform. Ventresca really hunting for this takedown.
And he gets the three.
One way. Finishes it another.
Ventresca gets the takedown, makes it 3-0 as we have our first stalemate. Halfway through the first period of action. Ventresca, meanwhile, coming off a win by forfeit. Stanford couldn't get a 125er out there, and before that, a major decision victory, 8-0 over UVA's Kevion Roller.
I mean, has had another loss to more of UNC. You know, Ventresca just going out there and, you know, getting after the best of the best, and that's what it is. I mean, both of these programs are really trying to build schedules where they're going to go out and see those guys early and often and frequently and get it rolling right into the postseason.
Ventresca 2-0 head-to-head against Babin. They've been in the same bracket before. As the early 3-0 lead, Matt returned, but he can't get points off it. He'll try again. Oh, talk about the physicality.
Babin doing a good job fighting the hands, but it's just, you can't do anything when Ventresca chasing you down, bringing his hips to the party there, and getting a couple really tough mat returns.
Ventresca's got the riding time over a minute now. Hokies lead by 5. They've won 3 consecutive matches now. Under 40 seconds to go. Thank you guys for joining us in a fun Friday night duel. Number 10, Virginia Tech plays host to number 18, Pitt. Started at 157, so just past midway here. And the 25ers going at it as Ventresca leads 3-0.
Getting that hand control. Trying to get some back points before going out of bounds. Couldn't get the tilt, but able to get a mat return as.
Was that more of Babin's effort to just get off the mat and reset, or Ventresca trying to keep him in?
Not quite sure. I mean, it's a little bit of both. I think, you mean, both of them, I feel, were comfortable with a restart there. You know, Ventresca almost had the tilt, but, I mean, there's short time, and, you know, maybe he was more comfortable with getting a quick little 8-second ride here to end and working on the corner there.
This matchup, Virginia Tech's Ventresca, and then the Columbia transfer for Pitt, Nick Babin. Well, we have some Columbia connections here. Zach Tonelli, associate head coach, has quite the resume of his own. All-American in '09 at Wisconsin. You and I were talking about it before the match. There can be singular coaches on rosters, whether or not they're the head guy, who could be the reason why wrestlers want to go to a certain program.
Absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, there can be coaches there, even just volunteer coaches that are actually in there wrestling in the room. And, you know, recruits can look at that and say, hey, not only am I going to get to wrestle this guy, and this guy in my recruiting class, I get to show up and wrestle this coach every single day. And a lot of these coaches that are at that position are often trying to compete for world teams or, you know, go out and make the senior level spotlight, and they're training on their own. So it's back to that iron sharpens iron, and a lot of times that does come as a coach, and it does get some good recruits.
Wrestling, surely one of those few sports where if you're a coach, you got to stay fit.
Yeah, it was it's funny to hear a lot of coaches, you know, really come to their senses and say, hey, I can't really do this like I used to anymore. Thankfully, that quite hasn't hit me yet, but nowhere near in shape to compete with these guys. Like that's just what blows my mind, that they're in there rolling around with these guys every day.
Ventresca gets another 3 on the board as he worked away on that right leg of Nick Babin for Pitt. And he's got a very comfortable advantage in the riding time as well. Could be looking at working his way to a major decision and add on to this Virginia Tech lead. How do you adjust if you're Babin, a guy who's already lost to Ventresca twice and is now working at a 6-0 disadvantage?
It's tough, you know. This has been honestly a complete control by Ventresca. You know, there's not a lot of opportunities for Babin there to really score anything, but it's staying patient, and whenever something does open up, you gotta go out and hit it. You know, I mean, it's big move territory here in the third.
20 seconds to go here in the second. Feels like there's almost a size difference.
It is. Ventresca very, very big for 125 and very built. I mean, it's just, that's tough to compete with.
125, no exception to the rule of plenty of ranked wrestlers within the ACC.
Yeah, it's just tough. Vince Robinson really coming into the spotlight at NC State, stepping up. Spencer Moore, tough as always. It's loaded every single weight. I mean, you're having multiple ranked guys in the ACC. It's so much fun to watch. 125 open, as always. It feels like it's been open ever since Spencer Lee of Iowa left, and has lived up to expectations since then. You know, you got a couple guys out of the Big 12, a couple of guys, as always, out of the Big 10 who are going to show up and compete at NCAAs and compete for a national title. I mean, I saw a thing. Your returning national champ, Richie Figueroa of Arizona State, is ranked 12th in the country right now. That's how wide open 125 is. You know, you really don't know who's going to win it come March.
Would you say there's more parity at the lighter weight classes?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's more. It's a completely different style of wrestling. That's why you see multiple coaches in a room where it's, you know, when you look in at their roster and their bios, they're a lightweight coach, or it says in the thing they work with the upper weights. It's a completely different style that is allows for different competition. And you see a lot more competition and a lot more ifs and buts at the lower weights than you do at the upper weights.
And they call a stalemate as Babin finally puts his first point on the board. At this point, late in the match against a guy you've already lost to twice, down 5. How do you show Ventresca something new and just try and ignite some sort of scoring sequence?
I think now it's just staying tough and, you know, getting him to remember that you wrestled him. You know, Babin's really tough on top. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out and gives it to him a little bit in this last 50 seconds. Put Ventresca out and immediately in on a shot. You can't even take a breath. He's back in on your leg. Babin able to grab that wrist, though, to fight. Turns back in. Ventresca now can put him to his back off of that.
Another takedown from Ventresca. Now we're in major decision territory. He's getting back points. Ventresca, domination at 125, getting all 4 back points to finish it off.
Just tough as nails. Puts foot on the gas pedal, gets a Jacobson hook. Quick turn. Oh, he's still aggressive on it on top. Great finish from Ventresca.
A point shy of that tech fall, but he'll settle with a major decision, and Virginia Tech adds to their lead on 5 straight match victories. Hokies lead the 18th ranked Pitt Panthers here on a Friday night duel in Blacksburg.